everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for joining me for a little bit of hockey content today here on the channel. I know it's not for everyone, but I love this sport. I have a couple of cool things to get to. First and foremost, we're going to rip open this hanger pack, which actually contains like 3 individual packs of last year's SP hockey product. And then after we do that, I'm going to show off some amazing hockey relics that are going to be a match for these that you see up in the background. My favorite hockey relics ever created. It's been a while since I've shown any, and I've picked up half a dozen more over the past few months. So I want to weigh in and show those to you, including one that is just an incredible, incredible card. Maybe my best overall hockey relic from that release. But before we get to that, let's open this pack. So why am I doing this? I got this pack, this hanger pack, down at the docks in New Bedford, Mass. this summer when I was hanging out with my buddy Peeps here on YouTube. I'll leave a link below. And he recently cracked his open. And I figured, you know what, it's high time to open this myself. He did very well in his. Got a serial numbered Connor McDavid card. So I don't think I'm very likely to top that, but you never know. So here's our 3 inner packs inside the hanger and this little security tag, which we'll toss off to the side. Just going to do these in no particular order. This will be a very quick rip. If you want to fast forward through it, I certainly understand, but 3 packs and just a few cards per pack here, and then we'll get on to these amazing relic cards. So we start off with Carter Hart for the Flyers. I know right where I'm going to send this card off to. And there we go. Boom. Alex Ovechkin, my guy, Ovi. A little bit of a slow start to the season here so far, but nevertheless in pursuit of Wayne Gretzky's goal record. So that's a keeper for me, and that'll go into my OVZ folio for now. Set that one off to the side. Anze Kopitar for the Kings. Shout out to Pepino Man. And here we go. This is pretty coincidental or ironic. The blue parallel is Kirill Kaprizov for the Minnesota Wild, which is where Peeps hails from. So I am actually going to put this card in the pile to send right back to him. So that's funny how that worked out. And then the SP Rookie Authentics card in this pack is Mike Hardman. I cannot say I'm familiar with him. That would be a lie. But nice Ovi for me and a nice parallel that I'll send off to Peeps. Let's move on to pack 2. All right, we've got Tristan Jarry for the Penguins. Nice goalie card there. Teuvo Teravainen for the Canes. Andrei Vasilevsky, someone who's gotten a decent amount of airtime on the channel, just coincidentally of late. We got a Victor Olofsson, pretty good offensive-minded. Oh, no, actually, he's listed as a left winger here. I don't know why I thought he was a defenseman in the past, but left winger, my apologies. And then Jonathan Dahlin is our SP Rookie Authentics in pack 2. Looks like you got one of these per pack, possibly. All right, third and final pack before we move on to these amazing relic cards. Let's see if I can do a little better than those first 2, maybe. We got Mark Scheifele for the Jets. Got the normal Kirill Kaprizov card, the base cards. That's beautiful. That'll go off to Peeps as well. Another Victor Olofsson. A little bit of a repeat here. And then here's our numbered card. We got Spencer Knight. Just like Peeps, the card that he pulled numbered to 1,199. A little bit of an odd numbering scheme. And then we finish with a Josh Anderson authentic profiles for the Canadians. So yeah, I mean, this one goes to you, Peeps. You got Connor McDavid. I got Spencer Knight. Play the sad trombone sound here. But I did get a nice Ovi. Did get some nice cards to send back to Josh and a couple of other folks I know in the community. So we'll call that a win. And now let's clear the deck and get to these relic cards. So what you see in the background there, I've shown all of those before in various videos. These are hockey stick relics from a set called Upper Deck Ingrained. Now, this only lasted 2 years, this set, and they had these inserts in both seasons called Remnants, which are what you see in front of you, and they were numbered to just 100 copies, and every one includes a piece of a game-used hockey stick from the athlete. So I've got, some Hall of Famers up in the background and some pretty unique stick pieces. And as I mentioned during the intro, I've picked up a half a dozen of these, kind of slowly trickling in over time since I last showed off a batch. So let's start with the first one, and this is going to be a nice link to the first part of the video, and a shout out again to my buddy Peeps, the Minnesota North Stars, Bobby Smith. And this is from the second year of the set. You can see these four that are up in the background all have the same design. That's the 2018 release. This is the 2019, the second and final year. Again, just amazing foil work, also numbered to 100. And look at that awesome detail in that wooden stick. What I love about this set, the relics are really unique. I'm not normally a big relic collector, but I never say never, because I think life is more simple than just black and whites. And so while I don't generally collect relics, I find these to be incredibly attractive, and it's easy to see why. And I'm not going to show the back of everyone, but I will show the back of one, just so you can see that they do have the all-important language as having been certified to Upper Deck, as having been used in an official NHL game. So cool Bobby Smith there. Staying with the older guys from kind of the wooden stick era, here's an Ed Jockeman, goaltender for the Rangers. And I think this is really cool as well because, again, you get older guys like this from the era where they used to play with wooden sticks, but you also get guys from the 90s and beyond who had these, more modern materials that provide some really interesting relics. This one is just a great card, and it's all about the mask there. Probably should have tried to find a way to get this on the channel prior to Halloween, but great card. I'm just a total sucker for these. I have purchased a case, a 25 count case of these one-touch magnetics. These are thicker cards, so these take 130 point magnetics. But if you take one of these, get it in the magnetic and in a bag, it really elevates and dresses these up nicely to where they feel really significant. And so I'm trying to just accumulate as many of these as I can within reason. I would like them to either be big names or unique stick pieces, or both. And I think we'll see some of that today. And while we saw a Rangers goalie, let's move across town, the other New York team on Staten Island, Glen Resch. And this mask is even cooler than the Ed Jockeman. Check that out. Look at that Islanders mask on this Glen Resch. And again, the wooden stick era, this one's got kind of some friction on it. Before I put this one away in the case, I kind of just, felt the relic a la Pepino Man, and just really cool texture, and another great goaltender card there. He is not a Hall of Famer, but I just thought the mask on this card and the relic were so cool that I made an exception and added this one to my Remnants hockey stick collection. Probably didn't hurt that it was under $10 as well. Now we're getting into some bigger names. I think the remaining three are all enshrined here. We're going to start with Daryl Sittler for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Check that out. Love that you have the 3 different tones on this stick relic. It's really cool. And there's kind of some intricate line work in the upper portion of that stick relic as well. So it's cool to think about, just like with a game-used bat or anything else in our hobby. How many goals maybe Sittler scored while holding the stick that this came from. It's just cool. A very successful career. He's enshrined, as I mentioned, and just a nice Maple Leafs relic there. And these are not, with a couple of exceptions, these are not expensive. So guys like Daryl Sittler, a few bucks or maybe $10 at most, and just think they're really unique. Then the last 2 relics are going to be more similar to the 4 that are up in the background. They're newer players, relatively speaking. So they played in an era where the sticks are much more decorative. We're going to start with Joe Mullen of the Calgary Flames. Look at that. Great black, white, and yellow portion of his stick there, which, the yellow really ties in nicely to the Flames. Just gorgeous card. This guy won Stanley Cups both with Calgary, who he's depicted with here, but also with that powerhouse Pittsburgh Penguins team in the early 90s that had Jaromir Jagr and Mario Lemieux and Ron Francis on the roster, among many others. So great Joe Mullen relic there. And that reference to those Penguins teams is a perfect segue into the final card in today's video, and arguably the best overall relic that I've gotten from this set, Mario Lemieux, Le Magnifique, number 66. Check out this stick relic. We have the NHL Shield logo portion of Lemieux's stick, game used stick. I mean, I have been collecting hockey cards for, 15 to 20 years running as an adult, in addition to my childhood stint. And this card is one of the examples I can think of that made me the happiest when I received it in the mail. Like, just spent probably a good 15 minutes looking this thing over with a giant grin on my face. One of the best players ever to play the game of ice hockey. The ultimate what could have been case. Dealt with some really serious illness and things like that caused them to miss significant time. But despite that, was just one of the most dynamic and exciting players ever to play. Never thought I would have a piece of his game-used stick, and certainly never thought I would have a piece this unique and awesome looking. I did have to pay up a little bit for this relic compared to the other ones we see out here. Maybe similar to this Connor McDavid with the letter M on it from CCM, which I love. These were probably two of the most expensive that I've bought out of this lot, but this was not like, a card that required eBay authentication or, anything along those lines, maybe $100. And yeah, just a Lemieux that I'm honored to have. I will always keep this in the collection as long as I'm collecting hockey cards. And again, I just think all of these relics are beyond cool, and figured it'd be a cool way to catch up here, show the half a dozen that I hadn't yet shown on the channel, and then work in that pack from my buddy Peeps. So go visit Peeps here on YouTube, give him a sub. Certainly appreciate you checking out this hockey content today here on the channel. And as you know, I'll be back soon with some more sports card content. Till then, enjoy the hobby.